Hey everyone, it's Brandy and welcome back to my channel. It is another day and I am filming another video. As you can see from the title of this video, this is going to be a 2-month book haul for June and July, which was the 2 months that I obviously did not haul books because I wasn't here on my channel to do that. So I'm going to have that for you guys today. As you might have seen if you have been with my channel since the beginning of the year, I have been buying quite a bit of books each month, and I will say that for both June and July I was still buying a lot. I felt like in July my buying started to taper off because after moving I have more financial responsibilities, so I don't have as much extra money to go towards books, but I still got quite a few in July because I had a little bit of money saved up and I just felt like buying books, and it always makes me feel better getting mail. So yeah, I'm not gonna sit here and ramble on. I do have quite a few books. Most of these books I did get in June because in June I didn't know exactly where I was going to be staying, so I was buying a bunch of books in preparation for possibly not having an address where I was able to ship stuff to constantly, or you know, not having one right away. So I bought a lot of stuff in June, and then we got this place, so it kind of was crazy that I ordered so much stuff because we ended up finding a place like really last minute. But yeah. I would say more than half of these I probably picked up in June. But yeah, let's just get into it. Since there are so many books in this haul, I'm going to try to keep descriptions to a minimum so this video isn't too long. But yeah, let's just get into it because like I said, there are a lot. I don't even know how many. I don't want to count because I'm kind of ashamed of having bought this much, even though it was over 2 months. But let's just get into it like I said. So the first two books that I'm going to start with were actually gifts from Bethany over at Beautifully Bookish Bethany. I will link her channel down in the description. She is absolutely amazing. So I knew that she was going to BookCon, so I asked her if she could pick up an ARC for me because I really was excited about this book, and she agreed to do that, and she was able to, in between getting other stuff, she was able to stop and get this for me. So I was really excited. You guys have probably seen it in a couple of videos already, but she picked up The Darkest Star by Jennifer R. Armentrout for me, and actually she also got it signed. If you aren't following her channel, you should definitely go follow her channel, but she did show this off on there. But she picked this up for me and she got it signed, so thank you so much, Bethany. I was like so excited about this because once I found out about it, this is one of my most anticipated reads of the year. The Darkest Star is actually the first book in a spin-off series based off of the Lex series. So this is book 1 in the Origin series. I have already read this. I have talked about it in my Booktubeathon vlog, and I will talk more about my thoughts on this. I get deeper into my thoughts on this in my August wrap up. But like I said, I have already read this, and this was a gift from Bethany. And along with that, which I was not expecting, she also sent me an ARC of Garrison Girl, and this is an Attack on Titan novel by Rachel Aaron. I have heard of Attack on Titan. It is a manga series that was converted into an anime. I'm pretty sure the manga came first. I haven't actually read Attack on Titan yet, but I have been really interested in it. I feel like it is gaining more popularity across BookTube, or really the book community lately. But I have heard of it before then. I just haven't started it because I didn't know where to start with the manga, and I want to read the manga before watching the anime. Like I mentioned, both of these were from Bethany, so thank you so much, Bethany. I really appreciate it. And if you're watching this, I have a plan to send you something that you said that you wanted. Hopefully you don't have it by the time I'm able to send it, but yeah, I already have plans to send you something. She wasn't expecting anything, but yeah, I love gifting people stuff. I love getting stuff and gifting people stuff. So yeah, Bethany, be looking out for something in the mail soon. So for the rest of the books that I have to talk about today, which I'm not even like close to being done, but I think I am going to split them up into 4 different sections while talking about them. The 4 different sections are mangas, I have romances, I have books that came in different subscription boxes, and then the last section I think I'm going to talk about is all the books that I bought that don't fit into any of those categories. So I think I'm going to start with my romance novels just because those are the least amount of physical books that I bought over the 2 months. Well, I only have 4 to talk about. I actually have not read any of these yet, but I'm hoping to maybe get to 1 or 2 of these this month if I have the time. So 2 of them I have by the same author. One of these I think I actually bought in May, but I didn't actually show it off. I think I'm pretty sure I bought one of these before June, but I forgot to show it off in that previous haul. So that one is Mr. Tonight by Kendall Ryan. And if I'm not mistaken, this one follows this woman who goes out to this club for her birthday. I think it might be like her 30th birthday or something above her 30th birthday, and she goes out with a couple friends and she's just kind of celebrating, and I think she got really drunk, ends up going home with this guy or meeting this guy or something like that. And while they're in the middle of having sex, they get interrupted by a little girl's like, "What are you doing to my daddy?" So I guess he takes her back to his place. Not really sure how that all works out, and she ends up getting into a romance with a single dad or something like that. So I haven't read this one yet. I had planned to, but you know, as always, things came up and I got it around a time where I was just like, I wasn't reading too much because I had a lot of other stuff going on. But this cover is sexy, and this sounds like it's going to be a hilarious book. I have read a few Kendall Ryan books and I feel like I go back and forth with her, but this one definitely sounds like something that I would enjoy. The next romance novel that I have to talk about is also by Kendall Ryan, and that one is Love Machine. I'm a little iffy on some of the descriptions because it's been a minute since I actually looked at them, because once I buy them I kind of like forget what it's about until I'm ready to read it again. But I believe this one is about a girl who has really like been so focused on her career, and she has spent a lot of time trying to move up in her company, and because of that her sex life has just not been what an average, I guess, person of her age would have been, or at least what she thinks. So she ends up having a girls' night where they're on the back it says a cucumber wielding instructor. So I'm not exactly sure what's going on with that, but she is pretty naive and doesn't really know what's going on, or is uncomfortable with what's going on because it has something related to do with sex or something like that. So she decides to ask a friend of hers to help teach her about sex, and like so she could get more experience and stuff like that. And yeah, that's pretty much as far as I know what the story is going to be following. So this one is a friends to lover romance, so I'm looking forward to actually reading both of these and seeing how they turn out. The next romance book I have is something that I never thought I would pick up, but I've seen a lot of people talking about this book specifically, and not just people that I follow across the different areas of the book community. I've also seen authors really excited about this one, so I decided to pick it up and try it out. This is officially my first historical romance that I'm ever going to read, maybe depending on if I pick something else up first or not. That is Wicked and the Wallflower by Sarah MacLean. Like I said, I've seen a bunch of people talking about this one. I'm still a little worried because normally historical anything isn't for me, but I have picked up a few and I'm willing to at least give it a try to see if I can get into it. It looks like this is the first book in the Bare Knuckle Bastards series. So yeah, and I don't know too much about this. I know the main male character, he's a bastard son of a duke and king of London, is actually seeking revenge, and he meets this woman who is trying to find a husband or something, and he figures that she will be perfect to get his revenge on whoever he's trying to get his revenge on. So something happens from there. I don't know. I will see once I eventually pick this up. I'm hoping I really enjoyed this since I did pick it up, like I said, with other ones, but we will see. And I'm really nervous about this, so if anyone is willing to like buddy read this with me to like help me get through this, or help me get really excited about it, please let me know, because I think this might be one that would be perfect for a buddy read for me. And the last strictly adult romance that I picked up was Butterface by Avery Flynn. And honestly, this title is kind of offensive. If you haven't heard the term butterface before, it basically means, when someone says that, usually a guy is saying it, means something on a girl. It's like everything on a girl looks good but her face. But you know, you put it together to make it one word. And if you don't know what they're talking about, then you wouldn't understand. So yeah, I've heard this term before. It's really offensive. But anyway, we're going to move past that. Basically, from what I know, this story follows this girl who is known as a butterface. Like, she is not the most attractive, but she has, I guess, a really nice body or something like that. And she is at a game. Oh no, it says on a wedding kiss cam. She gets caught next to this guy. And he ends up kissing her, and it ends up leading to something that they both didn't expect. So I'm looking forward to reading this, and hopefully this is better than, you know, this title leads it to be. I was drawn in by the cover and the title. Even though I know it's a really offensive title, I was curious as to how the author was going to handle that derogatory term. So we'll see, and I will let you guys know whenever, you know, I get around to reading it. So next, I think I'm going to move on to all the extra books that I bought. So these aren't in any particular order, and I'm not showing you guys in like the order of the month that I bought them, because honestly, I wrote them down in kind of the order that I got them, but since I put them up, they are in different orders than when I bought them, so I'm kind of just going through them. So the first two books that I have here are both part of the same series. So the first one is Skinwalker, and then I also have Blood Cross by Faith Hunter, and this is the first and second book in the Jane Yellowrock series. This first book I know for sure follows this character named Jane Yellowrock, and she is a skinwalker. And it's not necessarily like a shifter, but she's able to take the form of different things, and there's a lot more that goes along with that, but that is the basics of what she's able to do. So she actually gets called into New Orleans to help with this vampire problem. She gets called in by this like council of vampires because there's a rogue vampire going around just killing without any discretion at all. So she gets called in to kind of help with that situation. And yeah, the story basically takes off from there. I have already read this first book, and I bought the second book because of the book club that Lauren from the novel Lush started. It's called Wicked Spirits. I misunderstood her when she said we were going to be reading 2 books in a month, and for some reason I thought she meant we're going to be reading the first and second book in the same series, because Skinwalker was already announced. So I just picked this one up so I could be prepared ahead of time. And sadly, I really did not like the first book, so I'm still debating about trying to read this one, just because the way this one ended, it kind of gave a base off of the storyline that this one would be following. Like, I'm interested to see the storyline, because like I found the story fascinating in the first book, but the execution of it was just not well done at all. So that is an issue that I'm having with this one, and I'm still debating if I want to read this or if I'm just going to unhaul it without reading it. I will see. I have it for now, so I might attempt to read it at some point, but for now it's probably just going to sit on my shelf for a while. Moving on, the next book that I picked up was also a book that Lauren had for her book club, and that was Trail of Lightning by Rebecca Brownhorse. This is another book which is following a Native American character. I forgot to mention, but this Skinwalker series, the main character Jane Yellowrock, she is actually Native American as well, and there is a lot of lore about that in here. But back to Trail of Lightning, like I said, this one follows a Native American character. It is actually an Own Voices novel because the author is also Native American, and this follows this girl who is a monster hunter. And I'm not really sure too much more about what's going on besides that. I have started it. I have not gotten that far. I've only read the first chapter, but I am currently reading this one. So I plan on finishing this one. I've heard amazing things, so I'm really looking forward to continuing on with this one and seeing what I think about this. The next book that I picked up was 1,000 Beginnings and Endings and this is an anthology edited by Ellen O and Elise Chapman, and the tagline at the top basically gives you what this is about. It says it's 15 retellings of Asian myths and legends. So yeah, that's what this one is about. I am planning on starting this one soon if you have not already seen my TBR. But on the back we have a list of authors that is included in this anthology. So we have Renee Ahdieh, Elise Chapman, Sonia Chiapatra, that is the author that co-wrote Tiny Pretty Things, that series with Danielle Clayton. And we have some other ones. I'm not going to read this whole list. If you can see that, then you can see who is included. If not, you can definitely go online and check it out. It's pretty easy to find out which authors are a part of this one. But there are some pretty well-known authors, and then there are others that I have not personally heard of. So I am going to be starting this one sometime soon, probably by the time this video goes up. I will hope to have read at least a few of the stories that's in this one. The next book that I have here is People Like Us by Dana Millay, and this is a YA contemporary thriller. This takes place in a boarding school, and it is following this main character named Kay Donovan. I believe she is like 16 or 17, and like I mentioned, she is at boarding school, and I believe this starts off around Halloween, and she is coming from this party with some of her friends at the school, and they end up finding a girl's dead body in the lake or river or whatever that is running into their school or near their school or something like that. So after that, she ends up getting this email from the dead girl basically stating that she is going to help her with her revenge, or she's gonna share a secret about something that happened in the main character's past. So she is kind of off on this journey trying to keep her secret and also try to figure out who killed this girl, because signs are pointing to her and she knows she didn't do it. So yeah, I have already read this one. It was surprisingly really good. So the next book that I have here is Monday's Not Coming by Tiffany D. Jackson. So this is another book. I feel like I'm saying that about everything, but I don't know too many details about it. We are following this character who her best friend ends up going missing, and no one is giving her any information about where her friend might have gone, like the girl's mother and anyone who's close to her. And it seems like no one in the girl's life is trying to do anything to find her. So it's kind of a story about what happens when black girls go missing, and how it seems like no one is really making an effort to help find them. If like, even when in similar situations, like if a white girl was in a similar situation, it would be a big uproar. So I think this is the author's take on that type of story, and I'm sure there is more to what's going on than just that. But I have been really wanting to read this. I don't know why I haven't gotten to. I think because it's kind of a chunky contemporary book, and those kind of intimidate me sometimes. The next book that I picked up is In the Afterlight by Alexandra Bracken. This is the third and final book to the Darkest Minds trilogy. I have not read the series yet, but I did pick up the first two, I believe, back in May. So I figured I would just pick this one up because I have a feeling I'm going to want to binge read the entire trilogy. So I just picked up the final book, and the only one that I need to get now is the collection of novellas. I have two more books that I picked up that didn't come from subscription boxes. So the first one of those was Nyxia Unleashed by Scott Rankin. This is the second book in the Nyxia series. I'm not really going to get into the synopsis. You guys should definitely go check out Nyxia. That's all I would say. I am wanting to read this one soon. I hope I can get to it this month, but we will definitely see. And the last book that I picked up that did not come in a subscription box or is not manga was Contagion by Erin Bowman. This is a YA sci-fi thriller, I believe is what it was categorized as. But this follows this character who is, I believe she's actually like on this rescue team or something. So there is another planet, or there's another area where people were at, and they sent up distress calls, but she is on this, I believe she's one of the people on the rescue team, and they go to this planet, and when they get there, there are no signs of life of anywhere. but they soon find out that these people that they thought were dead aren't actually dead, and there might be some things going on. I'm not sure if these people have a virus or like something happened to these people, and now the people who went to go be the rescue team are actually have to try to escape wherever they went and not get killed or catch whatever virus got the rest of the people. So I haven't read this one yet. This is another one I'm hoping to read this month, but we will see. I have seen a lot of people excited about this one. I don't know if I've seen anybody actually read it and have any opinions, but this sounds really good. I love like sci-fi novels, so I'm looking forward to seeing how this one plays out. So now I'm in my second to last section of books that I'm going to be talking about today. I am now in the section of books that came in different subscription boxes. So I have 2 books from OwlCrate, 2 books from FairyLoot, and then I have a couple books that were from 2 other boxes that I decided to try out. Starting with the OwlCrate books, the first one that I have here is from Twinkle with Love by Sandhya Menon. This was the book that came in the June OwlCrate box, and I believe the theme was Summer Lovin'. This one is an exclusive cover. I will put the original cover up on the screen, but there are a little bit more details that is different about this one. But another special thing about this one is that it is a signed copy, because OwlCrate has been giving out signed copies for all of their books now. And then also the actual hardcover is yellow instead of, I believe the original hardcover is blue or pink, but this one is yellow, and I love this because yellow is one of my favorite colors. So I'm really happy that with these changes that they made, and they really complement the cover. The other book that I received in an OwlCrate box was My Plain Jane by Cynthia Hand, Brody Ashton, and Jody Meadows. This is the book that came in the July box, and we actually received My Lady Jane in a previous OwlCrate box, and this one is also an exclusive cover, and I will put the original cover on this side of the screen so you can see the difference, but the original cover is blue and yellow. And I like the way that they did this one because it matches the original cover that we got of My Plain Jane or My Lady Jane. Moving on to my FairyLoot books. The first one that I have here is Grace and Fury by Tracy Bankhart. This is a book that came in the June FairyLoot box. I can't remember the theme, but this is the UK cover, and it is exclusive because we got a hardcover when this one was only being published in paperback in the UK. And then underneath the dust jacket we have this, which is really pretty as well. It just says not all prisons have bars, and we have more foiling along the book, and didn't even know that was on the back, but that is there as well. And the book that came in the July FairyLoot box was Heart of Thorns by Bree Barton. As always with FairyLoot boxes, this is a YA fantasy novel, and I don't think that this cover is exclusive at all. But with this one we also received a signed copy of the book. They just have these tip-in sheets, and then this one also has sprayed edges as well, so all the edges of the pages of this book are red, which I think is really nice. And also I would like to show off the spine. I think the spine is really pretty with the red foiling, and it matches kind of that one, but you know, it's a little bit more detailed here. So yeah, that is the book that came in the July FairyLoot box. Now I'm going to talk about the books that I got in miscellaneous boxes that I decided to pick up. The first one of those is Sweet Black Waves by Christina Perez. And the last 2 books that I have to talk about came from the same book box. So this box is a newer box, and you get 2 books in each box, and this one is Second Star Books or Second Star Lit. I will make sure to leave the link to their page or their website down in the description so you guys can go check out their box and their company if you're interested. But the first book that came in that, which was like half of the reason why I ordered this box, that is Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte. This is an exclusive edition of this book that was actually designed by the creator of this box. With this box, the way it works is you get a YA book, and then you get a second book that is related to it, and you always get 2 books in each month's box. So the main book that was in that box was Brightly Burning by Alexa Donne, and this is a YA retelling of Jane Eyre in space. We're finally on the last section of books that I have to talk about, which, like I said before, are all manga, and I have all of these to go through. Please don't judge me. You know what? You can judge me. I don't care. I like buying books, and this is one of the things I spend my money on. So yeah, I don't even have an excuse for it. I just picked up a lot. I will say that the majority of these are continuing in different series, so that is my excuse for that. But it's kind of sad how many books I fit in here. Like, this is full. So I'm not even gonna sit here and ramble on. Let's just get into it. So starting with the first series that I actually completed with picking up these volumes, I have the last 3 volumes of the high school debut series, and these are the 3-in-1 editions. So I have 3-in-1, a high school debut 3-in-1 of volume 3. So this contains volume 7, 8, 9, and then I have 10, 11, 12, and then I have 13, 14, and 15, which is the last 3 volumes of the series. This series follows this girl who has just left middle school, and she's in her first year of high school, and she has 0 dating experience because all through middle school she was really focused on sports. I believe she played softball, and she only really cared about softball and reading manga. So now that she's in high school, she really wants a boyfriend, and everything that she's trying is she's just not having any luck. So she ends up getting an upperclassman to agree to help her out, and one thing leads to another, and they start to develop feelings for each other, and the story kind of just takes off from there. The next manga that I have to talk about is Horimiya Volume 1 by Hiro. The next one that I have is another single volume, and this one is actually a continuation in volumes that are a series that I had already started collecting, and that is The Ancient Magus, or Magus, I'm not really sure how you say that, but I say Magus Bride, Volume 3 by Kori Yamazaki. And I picked up Volume 3 because I got Volumes 1, 2, and 4 from Book Outlet, and they didn't have 3 at the time when I was putting in a Book Outlet order. I have 3 more volumes of another manga which I have already read, and I'm actually starting to collect and reread this series, but that is the Maid Sama series by Hiro Fujiwara. Probably saying that wrong, but you know, you guys get it. Volume 4, Volume 5, and Volume 6 of the 2-in-1 editions. So Volume 3 has Volume 7 and 8. Volume 5 has volumes 9 and 10, and Volume 6 has volumes 11 and 12. So I'm getting close to the end. I know this video is probably way longer than I was expecting it to be, but anyway, the next 6 books I have to talk about are all from the same series once again, and that is the Everyone's Getting Married series by Izumi Miyazano, and I picked up volumes 3 through 8. I did not pick all of these up at the same time, but I do think I picked all of these up in the same month. I only have 4 more mangas to talk about, and they're all by the same author, but they do fall into 2 separate series. So the first ones that I'm going to talk about are the SP Baby series. So I have SP Baby Volume 1 and SP Baby Volume 2 by Maki and Joji. And then the last 2 that I have to talk about are also, like I said, by Maki and Joji, and these are 2 volumes of the Happy Marriage series. So I have Happy Marriage Volume 4 and Happy Marriage Volume 5. Hopefully there isn't too much glare on these, because when I received them, they came in plastic wrap, and since I haven't gotten around to these 2 yet, I just have not taken them out, just because whenever I get around to reading them, I will take them out. But for now, they're gonna stay in the plastic wrap. So those are all the books that I picked up in June and July. Like I said, there were a lot. But honestly, I feel like since I have moved, my book buying has cut down quite a bit, just because I don't really have a lot of extra money to put to the side for books. So I'm trying to be really selective about the ones that I pick up physical copies of. And also, I really don't have any more bookshelf space. So I'm trying to, like I said, limit what I'm buying and try to get to some of the books that are on my shelf to see if I want to unhaul any before buying a whole bunch more. But that's all I have for you guys for today. Like I said, if you guys want to if anyone wants to buddy read The Wicked and the Wallflower, I think it was, with me, please let me know. And also check out my TBR that I posted earlier this week, because I have a lot of books on there that if you guys want to buddy read any of those with me, let me know. It's just I feel like most of the books that I mentioned in this video I'm not ready to read yet. I was just picking them up because I didn't know when I was going to be able to buy books again, so that was my excuse. But if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Also make sure you subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I will see you guys again in the next one. Bye.